Good morning, everyone, and a special hello to the Prairie Sunday School kids. A few of us have been talking lately about how to still present stories to the Sunday school population, and we came up with the idea of puppets. So I thought I'd introduce those to you today. And I'll give you a little background on the puppet play you're going to be seeing this morning. After Jesus' death and resurrection, the disciples, with the help of the Holy Spirit, carried on sharing Jesus' teachings with people. And today's reading is a letter sent from the Apostle Peter to some Christians, giving them some advice on how to be God's people, and it's a letter that offers comfort as well. So hopefully the puppet play that my husband and I are going to be presenting will help you understand the Bible passage that is being dealt with in today's service. The puppet play is called Living Stones and Spiritual Homes.
The stones for spiritual. I give up. Sarah, did you read this letter from Peter?
Yes, I read it this morning. Why?
Well, I don't get what he's trying to say here.
What part are you not getting?
The part where he says, you come to him, the living stone? Who and what is a living stone?
Oh, don't you remember? Peter mentioned that once before. He said Jesus had referred to himself as the living stone. That was based on a prophecy from Isaiah.
Oh, that's why it sounds familiar. A living stone. That's still a little hard to digest. I wonder why would Jesus talk about himself that way?
Well, you are a builder. You know how important the cornerstone or capstone of a building is. It needs to be solid and reliable in order for the house to be solid. And Jesus is kind of like that. He is solid, someone we can build our faith on and count to be there always, whatever happens in our lives.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I think I see that now. But what about... Yes, here's the trickiest part of this letter, I think. He says, you are like living stones that will be built in a spiritual house. That means somehow we are living stones too, right?
Yes, I think so.
Oh. So if I can somehow come to terms with stones being living and breathing, then I think I can make sense of this too. I'm just trying to picture a spiritual house. What is a spiritual house?
Yes, I had trouble with the idea of a spiritual house too. Would it have to be dusted? Would there be several rooms? What would be the purpose of a spiritual house?
Well, a house is meant to be lived in. It is meant to be a place where people come together as family. You know, home sweet home and all that. It is a refuge from the storms of life, a place of safety.
And somehow we are supposed to be connected to the cornerstone, Jesus. You know how in buildings, the stones are all connected by that stuff called mortar? But in a spiritual house, what would the mortar be?
Well, what connects us to Christ?
That's easy. Our love and faith in Him.
Well, maybe it's supposed to be love and faith that connects us to one another in this spiritual house as well.
That's great. Yes, love and faith could be the mortar of this spiritual house. We've got it.
Now I'm getting it, Sarah. What we have is a spiritual building grounded on the cornerstone of Jesus, held together with love and faith. Sarah, we have a church.
But we can't go to church right now.
I think when this letter is talking about a building, it's not meaning going to a certain building called a church. It's actually saying that the people are the church, that we are connected to Jesus, and that's what makes us the church.
Even if we don't get together in the same place?
Even then,
Ha! I guess you are right. Huh. That's amazing.
I'm so pleased I was able to figure this out.
Well, you know what Jesus said about figuring things out.
I've forgotten. What did he say?
He said, I praise you, Father, because you have hidden these things from the wise and learned and revealed them to little children.
Sarah, what do you think he meant by that?